Hello everyone, it's me again, the Metaverse Explorer. I'm back with another episode on the Grape Solana Alpha channel. This time we're going to be talking to a prominent protocol on Solana. They've been building for quite a while, so I've got a few questions for them myself. And of course, if you guys are willing, you can go and find them on Twitter. This is what we're looking at the moment. Everlend. We've got two team members at the moment. We've got Artem and we've got Vit from the Everlend team. Right now on the screen, you're seeing on the left-hand side, we're seeing Discord, and on the right-hand side, you're seeing their Twitter and their website, and of course their alpha that they've been going for a while now. And so they'll be going to mainnet, I think, very soon, either today or tomorrow, if you're watching this video. So let's get started. Let's dig right in. Vit, Artem, thank you very much for joining us. How are you guys going?
Thank you for having us. Yeah, doing great.
Yeah, awesome. Artem, yourself?
Yeah, me too. Very fine, and I thank you.
Yeah, no problems, no problems. So let's dig right in. So you guys, before we get to the product, which is Everlend, let's talk about you two specifically. So you two are part of the team, right? Talk to us about your journey to creating Everlend, a bit more about your team, and if you want, a bit about yourselves as well.
Right. Well, yeah. Speaking about myself, I've been in crypto probably around like 5 years now, doing various kind of jobs and being just enthusiast in general. Yeah. Started as a community manager, did some management work, ran a dev shop, you name it. And I, for the past 2 years, we've been working very close with Solana. Actually, I think like 3 years now, almost working very close with Solana core team, helping different projects on Solana. I guess you can call us one of the OGs because, back in 2019, it was, the team was very, very small. Solana team itself was like around 10 people, I think. So yeah, we've been building a lot, helping people, helping projects. And I think early last year, we thought, okay, we have the expertise, we have the knowledge, we have the team. So why don't we just go ahead and build something that makes sense on Solana and make this ecosystem greater. Yeah. So
Awesome.
that's how Everland came to be. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction there. It's good to see some OGs that have been in Solana for a long time. And you say you've been working very closely with the Solana core team members as well, since there were 10 people. So that's really good to see, you guys are still here, you're still building, which is a great testament to kind of the developer ecosystem in Solana. People come over here, I don't see them leave because they're super happy. Yeah, so you talked about how you guys decided, you came together, you said you have the expertise now, you have the knowledge, you can build something. So what, in that current situation there, that circumstance, what made you guys realize that you had to build Everlend, which is a decentralized lending protocol, like an aggregator of a lending protocol? How did that decision come about?
Right. So yeah, like I said, beginning of last year, we were thinking, okay, so what are the missing pieces of Solana ecosystem? And one of the things was lending borrowing protocol. So we started thinking of the architecture and the ways to implement it and stuff like that. By the time we had the MVP, I think two or three other protocols have already, had launched on Solana,
Yep.
right? So that got us thinking, do we want to go ahead and actually build another lending protocol on Solana, or maybe
One step ahead.
sorry, maybe we can think of something different that similar in a way, but different, and utilizes that particular situation of actually having quite a lot of protocols doing lending borrowing. So that's we did some thinking with the team, and that's how the idea of aggregator came about. Yeah. So starting from like August last year, working on that, it was architecture, idea, considerations, a lot of thinking was put into it for probably like 2 months or so. And yeah, starting from like October, we're just turning, eating glass.
In
Yeah.
true Solana fashion, eating glass. That's a good way to put it. Awesome. So thanks for telling us about how that decision came about. What's it been like building this product that you guys thought about for so long? Has it been difficult for you? Have you had the tools necessary to complete the tasks that you've set for yourselves?
Well, we are very ambitious about the our goals, and we have a pretty big scope. So yeah, we've been building, growing the team. You know, we always look for more people because our scope is huge and we have a lot of different ideas. But yeah, well, you can say that probably one of the main challenges is that in theory everything looks pretty simple to implement, but then in practice, it actually is quite different. And since, you know, we're building an aggregator, so we're integrating with a lot of other protocols, and we have to take into account all the, you know, all the peculiarities they have, all the little data, some limitations and stuff like that. So yeah, it was hard, but you know, we never at any point thought, okay, we shouldn't be doing this, we should be doing something else. So it's always been a goal, and like finally today, actually, like within probably like an hour or two after the CMA is concluded, we'll be launching on mainnet without, you know, alpha limits or anything like that. So like proper mainnet launch.
Yeah, and now that you do bring it up, maybe we can pivot to this side of the conversation. So you guys had an alpha out already, and you'll be releasing your mainnet, as you say, in a couple of hours from now. Can you talk to us about how the alpha went? Do you have any statistics to share? Sorry, about how the experience was, even from the user point of view. I know you guys might have been collecting some surveys.
Yeah, so alpha was basically for that, like collecting feedback, you know, tweaking some little things here and there on the UI, improving some stuff on the smart contract level. So smart contract level worked as expected pretty much. And also I should say that alpha was time for us to get audited, which I think is almost over now. We're just waiting for the report. But yeah, it was mostly to collect feedback to see what the user experience is like and how happy or not the users are. So Artem did hear a lot of like user interviews and whatnot, and we improved the app itself quite you know, a big deal.
I see.
So yeah,
I couldn't find any information on who audited you guys. Is that public at the moment?
not yet. So basically the audit's done by Kodelsky, and
Yep.
they have concluded the audit itself. They said they need like a bit more time to you know, to present us with the report. So I think like maybe a week, 2 week stops when we'll have that.
Right on. And this is probably not my place to ask this as well, but is it probably safer to wait for the audit results to come back and make it public before you go to mainnet?
So as a matter of fact, like I said, the audit's concluded, and all the issues that you know, that were raised
Identified,
throughout the
yeah.
audit, yeah, were fixed. There weren't any major or critical issues. It was more like potential vulnerabilities for the future, or like minor things here and there. So yeah, like we thought about it, and just decided that it's pretty much okay to go ahead, not waiting for the report, which is sort of, yeah, just a
Awesome.
technicality really.
Awesome. Cool. So you guys collected some feedback, you did some user surveys, which is great to see, like a crypto-based company do. We don't see that very often, right? Actually sit down with your consumers to say how you liked our product and what we can do to make it better. So you guys did the alpha. Now, is there going to be much any changes fundamentally to any of what we're seeing at the moment on the screen, which is the alpha at the moment? Will you be implementing any new lending protocols? You know, any changes at all, or it's going to be what people have experienced so far in alpha?
Right. Yeah. Well, we've added Solend. So
Natural,
that's
have to.
one.
Yep.
Yeah. You have to do that. We've added, I think 7 more assets to it. So those are like the major things. There are still a couple more features that will be rolling out within the next 2-3 weeks, particularly like liquidity mining rewards and the functionality that revolves around that, like different ways to work with those, and then the borrowing module, which is probably like 3 to 4 weeks. So we're launching with deposits only, so you can only work with liquidity, but then borrowing module and working with loans and sort of refinancing the loans is a big feature for us. So yeah, we'll be rolling that out pretty soon as well.
Right on, right on. You said a keyword there, which on the screen right now, we're looking at the light paper back from December, I think it was. And you mentioned refinancing there. And I saw something that really struck out at me, which was a 20% refinancing fee. Do I have that right? And can you maybe explain in layman's terms what this financing fee is? It's on the screen at the moment.
Yeah, so there are basically two key algos, let's just say, or two key terms, which is rebalancing and refinancing. So rebalancing basically works with liquidity, and refinancing works with the borrow positions. They are, well, generally speaking, the same. So it basically means moving your position around different money markets, providing you with the best APY or the lowest rate for your borrow position possible. Right, and then the fees would be for all the fees are charged upon what you've earned as a user when we talk about liquidity, or what we saved up for you.
Yeah, it's from the
in terms
rewards,
of
not upright.
Yeah, exactly. So like if we saved up $10 for you, let's just say annually, then we'll take 20% of that as a protocol fee. Yeah.
Right. But there is a part here that I'm not sure contradicts to what you're saying here. It's a little paragraph that says, for operating user liquidity, the platform takes a flat management fee of 2% that is charged upon each deposit and or withdrawal, and is based on rebalancing efficiency. So the deposit and withdrawal, is that for the entire protocol or just for the refinancing?
That is just for refinancing. We might change the wording there because it is a bit ambiguous. Yeah, but to make it clear, like 2% is charged on any income that you have as
like accrued,
as part of the balancing. Yeah, anything that's accrued, absolutely.
Yeah. The wording there just makes it sound like it says literally charged upon each deposit and or withdrawal, which it doesn't actually say. It's on the accrued. But that's okay. So on the screen, there's a whole bunch of information in your light paper. It's very robust. Maybe we can shift the conversation towards your token, right? The ELD token.
Sure, let's do it.
Will that be coming along with mainnet, or what's the timeline for the token at the moment?
Yeah, the vision we had initially, and we still have the same very vision, is we're not going to launch with the token right away. So we'll basically wait until we have liquidity in place, until we have the borrowing module in place. So we have both rebalancing and refinancing. We actually make sure that the protocol runs smoothly and everyone's happy with how it works. And then probably July-ish, I would say, is when we are going to implement the token along with the staking of the said token.
Yeah, the XL.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you thanks for that. Could you please explain the differences that we see between YL'd and XL'd, please?
Right. So YLD is basically for providing liquidity, like any other protocol that would need some spare liquidity, and YLD is a token that's granted for provision of liquidity in USDC mainly. So that's the pair that would allow that would bring us additional liquidity for withdrawals and whatnot. So the YLD grants the right to voting power.
Yep.
Right. But it does not share the protocol fees.
Yeah, so you split up the between the governance / voting and then the actual value accrual. We've seen a lot of other protocols lean this way as well. And I wonder, did you guys have any input from? Do you have any investors beforehand? And did they give any input into the tokenomics on this?
We do have investors. We did a small raise back in October, and we're currently raising, actually closing the raise. So we should be announcing probably in a month or so. Would have done it sooner, but for legal reasons, have to wait a bit.
Of course.
But so far everyone's been happy with the tokenomics. We might have another look at it. So it's not going to change drastically, but we might add a few things here and there because we still have a few ideas that we're quite eager to see if we should or shouldn't implement them, but they definitely sound interesting.
Yeah, like there's that little 1% airdrop that you have there. Is that going to be discarded now, or are you going to keep it inside?
Nah, that's happening. That
Yeah, very
that
nice.
that's carved in stone. Like it's going to be a retroactive one. The plan is we're not going to announce the exact terms for the airdrop conditions, so to
Yep, of
speak.
course,
But
of
like
course.
if you're the user of the protocol, you should be expecting one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it's a great way to kind of incentivize new people coming on because, we've seen so many great protocols. Look at Optimism on Ethereum or Arbitrum that might do one soon. It's a great way to bootstrap some good community that have been using your product and they're there to use your product and not airdrop hunt. Yeah, awesome, awesome. So
Exactly.
let's talk about a bit more about the tokenomics, right? So 1% is for the airdrop. Team and advisors are 30%. Early backers are 17. I assume that's the VC investors. And you have a growth fund. What are your aim for the growth fund at the moment? Will you be releasing some kind of SDK or will you be giving out grants? Because you were recently a sponsor in the Solana Riptide Hackathon, right?
Yeah, yeah, we were. So the growth fund is there just before until DAO is actually bootstrapped and it can operate with the funds and the tokens. So the growth fund is exactly for grants and mainly for like engineering cooperation. There are a lot of things that could be implemented on top of Everland and would make users' life easier, but we just
Definitely.
don't have enough capacity to cover all of those. So that's the main focus, like for making the product more robust, more attractive and easy to use, and to increase the community and sort of to also education is a big part of it as well. So there's still a lot to do in terms of education for Solana ecosystem in general, in terms of lending and how it works, and Everland in particular. Yeah.
Cool, cool. If anyone in the chat has any questions, feel free to post it in the live chat questions. Otherwise, we'll just continue with the normal questions I've got here. I've got a few kind of hard-hitting questions for you, Vit, and basically they revolve around two aspects: security, right? So you guys are an aggregator. You give the best rates for your people who are lending and the best rates for people that are borrowing. And these, of course, utilize other protocols in Solana ecosystem. And soon, possibly after mainnet cross-chain through Wormhole, you go elsewhere to find the best yields. What happens when one of these protocols is unfortunately hacked? You do have an insurance fund. Can you tell us what the flow is going to be like for this if it actually does happen? What's your game plan?
Right. So yeah, like you said, we do have an insurance fund, safety fund as we call it. Basically 50% of the fees of the protocol fees will go there, and that fund is there precisely for one of the protocol's defaults or something else unexpectedly happens and the user loses funds for no reason of their own, right? So we have the threshold, and the safety fund threshold will be basically decided by DAO later on, right? So whether we should stop at like say 10 mil or 20 mil or 30 mil, etc. And so that's basically one step, and then the second step would be the staking pool. So once the token is implemented, the users who are staking ELD receiving protocol fees as a reward, but they also provide additional security, and the ELD staking pool can be slashed in case of a default of one of the underlying protocols.
Thanks for that. Sorry, I thought I had my mic on, but it wasn't. So I just had a thought that I thought would be very funny if for the insurance fund, if it was actually deployed into one of these lending pools as well to accrue interest while it's just not being used, and then that's also been hacked by the underlying protocol. That would be a very sad state, I think.
Yeah, that's the pickle we have right now. So like having a safety fund that's just there lying about not doing anything is not particularly efficient, but then putting that into one of the money markets is probably ill-advised, since that's exactly why it's there for.
Yeah, exactly. It's like doubling your risk. It's not a great idea, and it's like you feel like it should be productive. This giant capital sitting here, it could actually be earning something, but then you're just increasing the risk, and it might not be worth it in the end. So, like, yeah, decisions. This is something for the DAO and for governance to help with, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We don't want to be the ones making the all these decisions and sort of doing things in a centralized way. From the very start, we thought, okay, like for now we have the even the rebalancing and refinancing algos. Um, we are starting off by us building those algos, but we're not going to be there for long, and we actually want to involve and engage community as much as possible for creating those algos, for testing them out, and then finally implementing them on the protocol level. So we don't want to be the ones controlling even the technical stuff behind the protocol.
Yep, you want just like even the on-chain transactions to be generated by the DAO. Are you going to be using like the tools already established, like either Realms or oh, sorry, what's the other one? I forget. Will you be using Realms at all?
We're currently checking out different options. From what it seems like, the building blocks are there.
Yeah.
It's just mainly tweaking them a bit and then putting them all together. So the putting them all together part is where it actually becomes a bit challenging, as the practice shows. But I don't think there should be any issue with that. We have good advisors. We have people who are going to help us with that if there is any issue. But yeah.
Awesome. So we've touched a bit about the tokenomics a bit of the token. Do you guys have an NFT at all coming out?
We're planning to release like sort of a commemorative NFT, basically to pay our respects to everyone who helped us test,
In the alpha?
backed us up from the very beginning. Yeah. Beta and then alpha, and people who have been around since like December, November last year. So we're minting, I think like 1,000 NFTs that will be given out to the most active participants and supporters and etc. Of the protocol. I'm not yet sure if we're going to do any more NFTs. There are several ideas we're currently exploring, but since it's not like the main focus right now, so I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fine. Like everything's like still in development. I understand. And what I have seen in the ecosystem so far is a lot of these projects using these NFTs to bootstrap themselves, whereas like it's the alternative rather than going the VC route. But of course, that has its pros and that has its cons. You have to get one thing and lose another thing. You lose all the connections from the VCs. Okay, cool. I think, yeah, if anyone's got questions, Taki just posted everyone. Please do so in the live chat. All right, so what I want to talk about a little bit is the sorry, my mic again. Talk about Wormhole. So the ultimate plan is to, after mainnet, I don't know if you have a timeline for this, is to go cross-chain. What does that look like, and what's possibly the first chain you might look to explore? Ethereum?
I think it's an obvious, it's an obvious answer. It's an obvious pick, but yeah, cross-chain is definitely a plan. We're deliberately sitting it out for now, since the bridging ecosystem is still very, very young, very, very risky. A lot of security risks are involved, as I'm sure everyone is aware.
Yeah, we just had the Wormhole compromise not long ago.
Yeah, exactly, and it's been audited like twice, maybe three times. So yeah. But I think like one of the first picks would be, well, Ethereum is the first one, and then probably like the popular bunch would be like the Avalanche, Terra, and a few others. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Terra at the moment is going a bit crazy with their UST, getting more momentum, and then Near will be coming soon. Maybe Tron. I'm staying very far away from Tron. Yeah.
Yeah, those ones, the ones that are pretty. I mean, we're pretty familiar with Terra. We're pretty familiar with Near, Avalanche. Yeah, so I guess those would be like on top of the list.
Nice, man. I was just going to actually do some quick searching on Google at the moment for the Riptide Hackathon. You guys sponsored someone. Who won your hackathon track?
I don't think we sponsor there anyone.
Sorry, I was just
We
going to look
might
anyway.
we might be doing that for the next one,
For the next one,
but
right on.
not just yet.
All right, cool. So, for people who are, well, let's break everything down. So we've had a good overview of the service you guys are providing. Let's break this down so everyone can understand it super easily. Let's talk about the user flow. I have downloaded my Phantom wallet. I've got some USDC. I transferred it from FTX. That's the only place I could get it. I want to find out where I can lend my tokens. I'm going to come to you guys. What's the user flow from there? Do I literally just click and then it finds the best rate in and outside of Solana soon, and then it just deposits my tokens there for me?
Yeah, so here I want to just take a step back and explain that, why the UI is going to look the way it looks. Well, basically, we're aiming for as simplicity, next level simplicity. So it's going to look like a regular money market, probably even simpler. There's not much you can do as a user there in terms of you don't have super many options, too much information right off the start, right? So if the user flow would look very, very, very simple. You just connect your wallet, you pick the asset that you have the deposit button, you deposit, and the rest actually rebalancing and all that magic, let's
happens
say,
all
happens
by itself.
Under the hood. So you deposit, if you want, you can withdraw. When we have the liquidity mining rewards implemented, you'll have several options to pick, what you want to do with your liquidity mining rewards later on. And so it's as simple as that.
With the tokens that are generated when you deposit your coin there or your token there, we've seen examples such as Solana where they do their C token. It's an interest bearing token based on what you've deposited. Are you guys planning to take the token to the next level where you can use that in different protocols, or it's just going to be based it sits there?
We're let's just say we're exploring those options. We're talking to different protocols. We're exploring the option. Certainly, we would love to do something with that token. I mean, we're aiming for maximum efficiency of all the assets and derivatives and sub assets that the user owns.
Yeah, because I think aggregators are super powerful. You guys are in a good position. We could look at Jupiter Aggregator, the different product, but they give you the best of everything on Solana. You don't have to worry about deposit on Solend or deposit on Larix or anywhere else. So if you guys have that Everlend C token, E token, that'll be really good. So you can use that overall everywhere in Solana. That's, for me as a retail user, that's probably what I look for, and that's what I would want a lot. But yeah, that's just my opinion here.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, we've seen a couple of reference implementations where people are doing it. So yeah, we're definitely looking into it as well.
Right on, man. Let's talk about your competition. Is there anyone who's actually building the same product you are, or are you in a niche of yourself? You guys have the whole market cornered for yourselves. Have you noticed anyone building this?
I mean, there's not many, if any, at all. The protocols that are actually dealing with loans and rebalancing or refinancing loans and borrow positions. It's not really possible on any other chain other than Solana, to be honest.
Because of the fees or because of the transaction speed?
Both. Fees would just, even if Ethereum was fast enough, the fees would just kill you.
True.
So yeah, the refinancing given on Solana, we actually have to take into account certain things here and there. There are certain fees, certain limitations on some of the protocols or the rent fee, etc. So we try to maximize that or minimize that as much as possible. So on Ethereum, that would be just that'd be a suicide.
Yeah,
right after
true.
that.
Maybe on Polygon it might be a bit easier, or like another like ETH layer 2 Arbitrum or Optimism. Um,
Yeah, I don't know about that.
all right. So you guys are going to mainnet very soon. After you go to mainnet,
Yes.
which is in like 2 days, you say, what's the next plan? What are you immediately going to tackle right after mainnet?
It's not in 2 days though. It's actually today.
Today,
So
today.
it's it's like in an hour, maybe in 2 hours from now.
We got good timing then.
Yeah, like the timing is just perfect. Yeah, so gonna launch, gonna see if how everything works, and if everything works right and as planned. We'll look out for for feedback and comments, if you know. And then the next, what's coming is, like I said, liquidity mining.
Yep,
So
true.
want to offer the user options like, what do you want to do with the liquidity mining rewards? Because effectively we'll be basically placing deposits into several money markets at the same time
Do we know
to
which money
eventually.
markets? Sorry, do we know which money markets at the moment? Probably
Um,
a
so the ones
quarry
that offer
or
the ones that offer the highest APY, basically. So like, so right now we have what, like we have integrated Larix, Port Finance, and Solana, right? And
yep,
so
yep.
the deposits are going to be, spread across at least two of those out of three. Once we have like 5, 6 protocols integrated, will be more. So effectively, the user earns like several liquidity mining rewards, or liquidity incentive tokens,
Yep.
right? So like, what we want to do is want to actually offer a choice, because different people act differently with different tokens, etc. So some people go ahead and swap them for stable coins. Some people hold them. Some people stake them. Some people add them as liquidity, as we see with Solana token, for instance, right? So we want to offer that choice and flexibility for the user once, upon deposit. So like, okay, you're depositing this, you're going to accrue some of the reward
These tokens
tokens. What do you
given
want
to
to do
you.
with them?
Yeah.
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 And then the next big step is going to be borrowing module. So basically implementing those loans and implementing the refinancing algo itself. So we've already started working on that, and we do realize that having just deposits without having the loans is actually like sort of a half situation or state for ourselves. So we try and speed up that development process as much as possible.
Yeah, right. I would kind of agree there as well. It does seem a bit half-assed to go for one side of the money market where you're just lending out. The borrowing, I think, would be super powerful for people, because people don't realize that you could be paying a really less like fee, or like a charge less on another protocol. So they would absolutely come to you guys to use it, because then they don't have to worry. You'll take care of it for them. This is like the
Yeah,
path to adopting as many users as possible. You save them money.
the uniqueness of the situation is, normally when you borrow, right, you can't just easily reopen position elsewhere, because you have to use the funds to close the position first and then reopen it elsewhere. And with Everland, you don't really need to do that, because we anyway would have some spare liquidity, and which we can use for a very short period of time to close and then reopen your position elsewhere, right? So it's going to be done within one transaction, so it's not going to cost you anything, well, negligible, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you get that unique proposition where your borrow position has changed the money market, and instead of paying 4%, you're now paying 3%, let's say, annually. But you didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to find the liquidity somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Um, I don't have many questions to go. I don't think there's other people that have questions in the chat at the moment. I wanted to see, do you guys have anything specific you want to talk about? I mean, I know you are talking about you are going to launch your mainnet in 1 hour. Is it set to go? Are there people in the office right now preparing for this, or it's automated?
Well,
Automatic?
not the office per se, but yeah, people are, yeah, there. I think people are ready. I'm not sure if they're just waiting for me, but yeah, like we're definitely launching very, very soon. And go ahead, check it out, see what you think, and get back to us with feedback if there is any.
Yeah, definitely. I'll probably be trying. I will be trying this as well because I think it's a service that I'll be using as well, and I'm sure people at Grape as well will be using this definitely because it'll just save me money. There's a no-brainer. I might as well use it. So
Yeah.
I'll continue the questions while we're waiting a little bit. I want to ask: are there any tools at the moment that you actually need to do, like in your roadmap at all, that doesn't exist yet? Like you were talking about DAOs and governance and voting. There's already going to be some infrastructure. There's already infrastructure for that at the moment. Are there any tools in Solana that you think are underdeveloped? This is just more of an overall question. Any tools or any aspects of Solana that are underdeveloped for you to achieve what you guys the vision for Everlend is?
Well, I think, now with the anchor in place and everything, so there isn't, that much of a tools that we don't require but don't have. Yeah, I don't think so. I think everything is there. There is sort of a learning curve, especially for people who just join Solana as devs joining Solana, sort of going through all the docs. Sometimes there is some information that's missing or actually like a bit outdated, but you know we have people who have been around for a while, so onboarding new people isn't really a problem.
I
Yeah, so
have
I'm,
heard. I
I'm
have heard that the documentation is not that great, and that when Solana first started, probably when you guys started as well, there wasn't much documentation. But I have heard it's gotten a
when
bit better.
when we started, it was basically like there are 2-3 people that know how Solana actually works, and so you need to go and talk to them and see if they could explain. Like we did a lot of sessions with other projects where our CDO or whoever would just explain, okay, so Solana works quite differently from other blockchains that you guys know of or worked with. So like this is sort of a me giving a lecture to you for like 1 hour how actually Solana works, what storage is, what rent is, etc., etc. So yeah, it
Tough
was
times.
fun, and tough at the same time. So the situation has greatly improved since then. But I think there's still we can do better in that regard for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like
Um,
I see some grants just about education for people, and yeah, I've just been able to talk to people that say it's gotten so much better. And of course, there's still work to do. It'll take some time.
yeah, I mean, there's always room, for improvement, for getting better. So yeah, sure. Other than that, I think the tools are there. Just go ahead and build whatever it is that you're building. Nothing stopping, and the community of the devs are super responsive and helpful. So yeah,
Yeah, I hear that a lot from other developers in Solana. Ship fast, and break things and learn from it, and then just ship the next iteration. Eat chew
yeah,
glass.
yeah.
That's the motto, isn't it? You chew glass.
Exactly. So like we all do, and well, that's the beauty of it. It might get a bit frustrating at times, but I think so does everything in life.
Yeah, but it comes around. You toil now, you get the rewards later. Yeah. Okay,
Exactly.
Artem, I just wanted to get your input in here as well. So can you tell us about your role, please, at Everlend?
Yep. Yeah, I'm a product manager and I'm in charge of product management and yeah, to give more details. Mainly my work now is focused on research of our users, of our competitors, on our roadmap planning, on our feature set, so we can make our product fitting with all users' needs, with all like uh, cool thing that happens day by day in the market. So like if you have any ideas, if you have any suggestions or feedbacks, you can like don't hesitate to write me directly. I'm always like in charge of it, and I'm always online almost. So for this moment, as Vic mentioned before, I doing user interviews time talking a lot to our community, gathering feedbacks, ideas. So like for us, it's really an important thing now to be like focused on our users, because there are like not such them, but they are the first ones, and they are like
the more important ones. They've been there from the start. They love the product. They like your team.
Yeah. They are loyal. They have good ideas, and they are like I'd say expert users. So for the users who join us during the alpha, or for that kind of users, like their opinion is very important. Their ideas is appreciated. So like you can also join our community and take a part in some researches and some tests, and helping us make Everlend the best solution for users. So as well, I doing such things as some data research, some team management, some stuff inside our team. But yeah, my main focus is our audience, our people.
Nice. It sounds like you've got a big overall position over at Everlend. Is it yourself that we have to thank for the risk profiling or the risk assessment of the different protocols, and if we should like the scoring of them to see if you can actually deposit in them? Is that your work?
Nah, that's actually we have a pretty big research team that does just that. Like economic research, security research, etc. So we have, I think like 3 people internally, and then there's a Delphi digital team that are our partners in that domain. So yeah, research never stops basically. Like there's always something, backtesting, simulations, assessing risk. Like one of the challenges that we have is that the risk framework that we have, and the risk is always there, right? So we have to continuously assess, even if the protocol is integrated and is there, but then if anything changes about it, if they add a new asset or they add a new feature or something, we have to reassess them and see like how that changes the situation for us and our users, right? Because we're even if we support one asset of that protocol, we're as exposed as if we're supporting all of the assets of the money market, right? So yeah, for us, that's a big challenge of actually knowing what's going to happen and what's going to change on the within some of the protocols ahead of them actually changing it.
Yeah, that's true, and that'll be very hard to keep on top of unless like you're actively communicating with the teams themselves. Because as the blockchain is, everyone knows you can just transfer this token or go into that smart contract. But this time you actually have to communicate with the team to see, hey, what are you guys changing? Is it going to affect our end users? So do you think this is going to be a very challenging thing for you guys?
I mean, we are connected, very well connected with all of those protocols that we've integrated, but I see that as a potential challenge for sure, right? So the communication has to be like superb, and yeah, we just, like I said, we should know of all the risks ahead of them happening, or like any changes ahead of them happening. So yeah, that requires that level of trust and that level of communication. Otherwise, it's just safer for us not integrating someone that doesn't really communicate back, let's just say.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so we'll look at wrapping this up at the moment, Vit and Artem. So we're looking at your Twitter at the moment. You've got 5,000, nearly 6,000 followers so far. If you're watching on YouTube right now, you can follow them at Everlend Finance. And we're still looking at their website. It's a nice, sleek UI, even in the alpha, and it looks just nice and smooth. I can't really complain. It's very straightforward. I've got all my assets there. All you got to do is click deposit on the right hand side, select your wallet, and then you log in and deposit your tokens. It's very simple, very smooth. Kudos to your UI designer. You did a good job.
Yeah, we have good partners for that as well. So Idea are helping us with that. So yeah, like I said, that was one of the requests, one of the important things first focusing while building. So the UI is actually like as simple as possible, and yeah. but
keep it
but
simple.
also provide but also provides enough information so you can actually figure out, where your funds are at any given point of time, how much APY they're accruing from what protocols, what's the distribution of funds, like whether or not there's just one money market that, your deposits in, or like several, and what's happening, how they're actually being rebalanced and stuff like that. So that's, you know, behind the simplicity that you see, at the first glance, there is actually much more information that you can go into, if you dig deeper a little bit, let's just say.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm sure like the amount of smart contract work and dev work for this to have happened is incredible, because you're not just using one protocol, you're using multiple different protocols in Solana. But as the end user, right, like that doesn't matter to me. I just see the UI, it looks nice and sleek, it looks inviting, 3 clicks and I deposit and earn on my tokens. That's what we want. And that like just gives you so many more users.
Users don't have to know that. Like, users don't have to figure out all those little details that can be taken care of. Users don't have to I don't know, approve 10 different transactions for doing something very, very, very basic, right? So we're just making it easier, more more user friendly for everyone, because I think being crypto user for some time myself, and it is quite annoying when you're there and you just have to approve 10 different transactions. You have to go to one protocol, do one thing, then take your assets out of there, go to a different protocol, and then take the C token or derivative or whatever, go to the third protocol, and then by the end of the day, you have to keep the notes, okay, so I have these funds there, these funds over there, what's going to happen, etc. So it complicates things, and
it's a nightmare. I'm just thinking of approving every token on Ethereum, and oh my god, Jesus Christ, no, I'm not going back there again. I'm glad you guys have abstracted all the technicalities away and just give us a nice, clean interface.
I had to do a payment on Ethereum, I think a couple months ago, maybe a month ago, and just recalled very quickly why I hate Ethereum. So I had to buy additional ETH 3 times because
the fees. Oh my god.
The fees are increasing, and then you're interacting with the smart contracts, so the fees not always there when you don't see it at the first glance, then you see it, and then you don't have enough ETH. So I was oh no, screw that, not doing it again, unless God. I absolutely have to, and but I would rather not.
Yeah, I think that's probably why we're seeing such an exodus from Ethereum over to Solana. I know there's still maxis in every chain, but people are free to move it. It's a blockchain. Anyway, we'll get back on topic. We'll think about ending it here. Vit, Artem, thank you very much. We're on your website at the moment. Any last words from both of you?
Thank you for having us. Go ahead and check out Everlend, see what you think, and do tell us.
Yeah, for sure. So you're going to be launching in 1 hour or so from now. Might record a video for you guys, post it on YouTube as well, so that a small tutorial for people to experience Everlend. And awesome. That sounds good. Okay, Artem, thank you very much for joining us as well.
Stay tuned, and we are ready for deposits.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen, everyone in the live questions. Rio's asking, can he secure a loan for his Solana NFTs? Are you guys branching into loaning at all, or is it just going to be lending and borrowing?
So by design, we'll be supporting everything basically that the underlying money market's supporting. So Solana already supports NFT loans, right? So we'll be supporting them too. It's just that Solana basically is quite a complex product itself. So it's basically it has several lending markets or lending protocols pools within one lending protocol. Yeah, it's they call them pools, but they're effectively separate.
They're siloed,
yeah. So we've integrated the main pool, but we'll be integrating the rest as well in the nearest future. So NFTs are going to be there for sure.
Oh, sounds good. Okay, well, that's it for now. Thank you very much. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. You can find Everlend over here, and also this is their website. Try out their mainnets. Launch in an hour from now. I'll be making a tutorial video, so it'll be easy for you to follow. Try it out. Give these guys some feedback. They've been in Solana for a long time. They've been building. They've been helping people out. So these are like the real OG helpers of Solana. So I'm very glad these guys came on and talked to us here. Vit, Artem, thank you very much again. I will see you guys very soon.
Thank you. Yeah, you have a good one.
Sounds good.
Thank
Cheers,
you,
guys.
everyone, for joining. Yeah. Cheers.
Bye, everyone.
Cheers.
Slime, Graper,
Bye.
Psychosocial, Minda, Porter, Cherry. Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.